Hi, everybody. Welcome to everybody here at Boaz ISI, or the Boaz One Guitar Company. I'm Gordon. That's Boaz on the other side, which we all know. We're going to give you an update today on exactly what's going on with the guitar, which is pretty exciting. We've actually reached one of the major moments in the production of this instrument, and we are so excited. In fact, we're more than excited. We're emotional about this. If you talked to us yesterday, we'd be very embarrassed right now because I would probably be crying like a baby, which I did when I saw the video. That because we've worked so hard on this, and so many people have told us from the beginning that this is not the way to go, and it will never work, and you're wasting your time, and your career is going into the you know where, and the whole deal, and it's happening, and it is amazing. But anyway, I just wanted to point out that we produced our first production guitar that came from a mold on April, what day was it? 23rd? When was it? Was
23rd.
23rd, which was exactly 70 years to the day that Leo Fender produced the Telecaster guitar. And as I said to Boaz, is that a coincidence? I don't think so. Okay. Now we're gonna have we put something up on Facebook asking if anybody wanted to come ask questions, and we have Amit here from who's from Israel, and he's going to ask some questions in a little while, and I don't know, other people might pop up. You never know. So anyway, I'm going to let Boaz take over and tell us exactly what's going on and where we are at this point. Hang on, I need to get myself out of here. Okay, it's all yours, Boaz.
Yeah. So everyone who saw the video understood that we finished the first guitar out of the mold. It's a big deal because it's putting all those years into a one point of having this guitar. And when I assembled it, I was pretty proud at Gilad and I for designing it in a way that it just went pretty smooth. Of course, there's always small problems. There's always things to improve. But at the same time, I started on April 23rd and I finished it on April 23rd. So in less than 24 hours, the guitar was ready. And that's something I don't know even how to describe the feeling of. I was shocked. Remember Gordon when I told you I just have no way to try to keep myself modest. Normally I'm dancing when I see something good happen, but here it was just so many years coming into a moment that I played the first chord on this guitar. It was a big deal, but there's still a long way to go. The tough part is behind us because the parts are fitting and the guitar working. There is small details that need to be approved, and that's what we're going to do for the next 10 days. Gilad and I, we're going to review each issue and make a sketch, a drawing, send it to the mold master, and make sure he understands what is the problem, and work it out, fix it. I think will take them about 1 month to 5 weeks to carve and fix the problem. I don't know because it depends how many issues they need to deal with. And then they send us what we call G2. Yeah. So
Oh,
this is where we're standing right now. Yeah.
and you told me that you were going to put together a little report every day for me, with all the things that are wrong and what's being changed, and you're going to send that to me, and I think I'm going to post that up on the
Yeah.
Boaz, and also with the backers on the backers thing as well.
Now the backer is going to see very small. They're going to see that we're talking sometimes about very small measures, but for us it's very important.
Mm.
So yeah, I think it's a good idea that I send you each day a drawing of what we work out, what we found as a problem, what we're trying to correct. And so the backers who enjoy the progress can follow and enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have. So, what's the next thing after we do that? What are you thinking?
After we do after we do the rejections.
Correct. Yeah.
After we do the rejections, we make sure the carve master understood the details of each issue, and we back to files to see if it's our mistake or their mistake.
Mhm.
It's very important because if it's their mistake, they pay for it. If it's our mistake, we pay for it. And pretty much that's it. I think it's going to take them not less than a month to fix all those issues on the molds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Reminding everybody that this is very acceptable problems. They're very acceptable. They're very logics. It's not, none of them are big issues. If you wish, I can take the guitar and try to point some of them.
yeah, let's.
Because some of them are hiding, and some are measures that you're not gonna understand it over the phone.
Mhm.
If the thickness is of the plastic is 2.5 or 2.7 millimeters.
Mhm.
So there is stuff you can see, and that's what I'm aiming. I can show the backers. So shall we start, Gordon?
Yeah, let's so grab the guitar and show. Now, I first want to point out to everybody that I'm going to ask Boaz to be very careful with this instrument because this instrument is actually mine, and I haven't played it yet. So, if you could be very gentle with it.
Let me turn the camera, turn it to. Okay, so take the guitar. Second.
So let's see. Oh, how pretty is that?
Okay, so you see the guitar. Let me see. Okay, first the pickup model. It's a little bit tough to pull it out. Yeah, see, it's not. It's funny because that's something that Gilad doesn't want. He wanted to go like click, and I want it snug because when it's snug, there's no movements, and that's for musical instrument. It's more correct. So that's how it's going. You need to push it, not like that guitar that originally you basically put it out. You see, in a very easy way, and you put it in a very easy way. So, however, this is one issue. Another issue, if I take the back off, one second. Okay, I took the back off, and you can see right here that the gap is big. Can you see it, Gordon?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I flip it to the other side, you can see that the gap is pretty much nice.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the way around. But on this side, it's a little bit off. So that's, for example, another issue. One big issue is when they made the mold for the bridge, they make it probably on a mirror in reverse. Normally, the E string, the high E string, is shorter than the bass string, but the way they did it, that the bass string is shorter than the E string, so the guitar is not intonate correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a mistake they did, and they fixing it now. We made sure before they destroying the mold that they print us those pieces for the left-hand people.
Right. So we now have a left-handed bridge. We don't have a left-handed guitar, but we'll talk about that.
Yes.
But
Gordon, yeah, it's a beautiful mistake because that will make the left-hand people, at least 500 of them, Very happy, very happy.
And the other
Because
thing is you would have to play it upside down like Jimmy did.
yeah, you need to play it upside down. Yeah.
But nonetheless, you will get a correctly intonated guitar.
But exactly, it's a big deal. At least you play upside down like Jimmy. If Jimi Hendrix can do it, everybody can do it. But you want to have it intonated perfect or close to perfect.
Mhm.
So those are an example of few issues. Another issue, it was here. You see that screw?
Oh yeah.
This screw, yeah. So if I cannot take this screw out, I basically glue it there
Mhm.
because they made the hole for M4 and this is M3.
Mhm.
Another issue, there is some marks on the plastic of when the material got, I don't know even how to say it. When the material get cold, it shrink and it leaves some shrinking marks. So we pointed that and so on and so on. Small things, really small things, because you see the guitar. Oh, the bigger thing, look, if you look at the gap, you see that the gap on this side is bigger than the gap on this one. The bleed to the edge of the fingerboard. Here it's a longer way, and here it's a shorter way. And on this guitar, it's designed that it's symmetrical.
Right.
Yeah. On my classic guitars, normally I make it not symmetrical, but here it's something that we apply the changes, and that's have to do with the bridge and with the alignment of the instrument. Basically, that's it. We did not yet check the body with the legs. We have one body that have legs. We did not get there yet because it was important for us to first get the things with this instrument. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So this is basically the things, the problems I can show. There's problems that I cannot. Now you see here this pin, Gordon. You see that pin here?
Yeah.
Yeah. This pin is just to click. The reason of this pin is to make sure you hear that nice sound of clicking. That's it. And it's holding the body. As you can see, it holds the body. And then I secure it with this screw that with 3, 4, 5 turns, it locked the instrument.
Yeah.
So you have the click, so you know it clicked on, and then the screw for security. Those knobs, the belt knobs, they're working perfect. It's really a great idea. You see, they are not symmetrical, they're not round. They have a tongue. It's great. It's working great. The belt doesn't come off unless you try to flip it 360.
Somebody will sooner or later.
Yeah. One more thing is that you see the Golden Boaz?
I do.
Yeah, the Golden Boaz, it's like engraved there. See? Can you see it?
Yeah.
On the other guitar, it just was a sticker here. And sticker, you see it come off. Yeah. So here it's engraved, and it's really look nice.
It does. It looks very.
Yeah. And it's matching those. Yeah.
Oh, so you've got gold dot plate, the placement dots.
Yes, they fit the gold here. Yeah, I can change the color, but if people when you get the guitar, if you like it, we stay with it.
Don't tell the bandits they can change the color.
Okay, nobody can change. It will stay gold. The pick holder is wonderful. It's really snug. It doesn't come off. It's really nice. Yeah, and for any size pick, it's really holding it nice. And that's it. Now you see the technical finish in the guitar, baby. If I flip the phone like that.
Yeah.
Can you see those lines?
Yeah, I can.
Can you see the insert metal insert that they put in here? You can see the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be surprised, Gordon, but I like it. I like it. Yeah. That's not how the guitar is gonna look. The guitar is gonna be perfectly finished, but that's the stuff they do after all the teas, after all the testing. When everything approved, they take the mold and they polish them. And I'm telling you, I'm conflicted because I like this combat look of this instrument.
Yeah, yeah. It looks
Yeah,
like you said earlier on today to me. You said it looks like a tool, as opposed to some.
exactly. It looked like a working tool.
Yeah, not.
And I like it. I don't know. I personally like it, and I really have worried that after it's going to get perfect, so to say,
It's
it's
gonna.
just something that not appeal to me. But what can I do?
I'm almost thinking that should be the finish on the guitar. But on the other hand, when it's all
To be really look.
the thing to remember at this point, anybody watching it, if you don't have a played guitar, then the guitar, you won't have one that looks like this, I don't think, because I think we're almost certainly going to end up shining it, and it's going to be a long time before we can do another guitar that would have this finish on it, because we're talking a couple of $100,000 in molds just to do that. So if you're looking and you haven't got a played guitar, you might want to go get one. I don't want to sound like I'm being a salesman. I'm not. I'm just saying that if you really like this look, this is the time to go grab one. And we have not yet sold out of every played guitar that will be made, so there are still some available. So
Oh, Gordon, you're a good salesman, so I will need to think about it.
yeah. Playguitar.com. You can go. Wait, there.
Yeah.
But,
In there.
but yeah, it's I really like it. Now you're looking at that part there. Again, people have brought up this thing about it looking like a middle finger up. I would just implore anybody that neither Boaz nor I would ever consider doing that. Putting it on there as a sign to all the people that said to us over all the years that we would never get anywhere and that this was going to be a complete flop. And we would never, would we, Boaz? Definitely not.
No, we're not gonna say the true never.
No, that's not true. Definitely not. But so there we are. I mean, we're this, and I can't underline this more. This is one of the absolute major moments for us in this guitar. We have actually produced a guitar from a mold that does what we wanted it to do in the first place.
Yeah.
And you heard what it sounded like on that little clip. Nice playing, by the way, Boaz. I was quite impressed. I didn't know you could play.
Well, I was I'm looking now. I'm putting the model with the red knobs. You see how high they are?
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna make knobs that we're gonna make knobs that are also the same size for people who think it's gonna a little bit high for them if they do stroke.
Yeah.
It's hitting you. So we're gonna give the option of making it low and high knobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The options on these guitars are going to be just ridiculous. So anyhow, the question, Boaz, is when will they be getting their guitars? The question that I get thrown at me every single day from the backers and also from the Facebook page. What do you think?
It would be very tough for me to answer because I don't know. You see, I can start producing them now with the problems and without the finish. But that's not the idea. The idea is to get it as perfect as possible. and that's something I cannot time because it's not up to me. There's so many chaos here that the machinist was supposed to finish his job 3 weeks ago, and he finished it a couple of days ago. So there's nothing I could do about it. And the Chinese, they say that the mold master will work on the correction for 1 month. What if you work on it for 6 weeks instead of 4? So I cannot answer this question. All I can tell people that I'm full-time on it. Full-time on it, around the clock. Around the clock. People who visit me, that's all I do. That's all I do. Build some guitars for living, but I don't know. I built 2 guitars this year, so that can give an example. 2 wooden guitars. I'm full-time on this project, and we got so far because of that. Yeah, but I cannot time it, Gordon.
And again, we've said this before over and over again, but we've just if we have made any major mistakes in this whole process, it was originally promising a certain delivery date and then updating that delivery date, and we realize now that we were wandering around with living in a dream world, because when reality hits, you discover that things don't go the way you expect them to go. Not that things are going wrong, but it's just, and of course we've been dealing with COVID too, which is beginning to sound a bit like an excuse, but it is for real. There is the COVID thing out there, which caused us all kinds of problems in China. And just every time when we get to a point where things start to move along, like everything started up in China and we were all excited, and then boom, Chinese New Year came around and they shut down for 3 weeks. And then we lose 3 weeks there, and then you lose a couple of weeks from the machinist, and Boaz could go to another machinist and have him do it there, but this guy and you trust him, and he will do the work that you want doing. So it's worthwhile. So just the whole idea of us telling you that you will have your guitar by a certain date, if we told you that now, we would be lying because we don't know. But I think, you will get your guitar sometime this year, I would think. Again, I'm not promising. But if everything goes the way it should, you will get your guitar this year. And it will be amazing. But that's really all we can say at this point.
I was talking about, I said that if we talk about the COVID guitars, there is a chance they're going to be ready on after the T2. Yeah.
Which will be in about 2-3 months.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, see, we honestly can't say. Let's not get, we don't, because it's unfair to you and it's unfair to Boaz for us to come up with these projections that we had no idea of. If we ever do this again, and I think, well, obviously we're going to do some other things, but if we were to do the whole Kickstarter campaign again, the one thing we would change without a doubt is the delivery time, and then we would say up front that we're not going to tell anybody any delivery dates until we are absolutely, positively sure that that's the date that it's going to come to them. Right?
Gordon, somebody asked a question there.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's ask this couple of questions here. I've heard this a lot from people. People have 3D printers, and they wanted to know if they could get access to some of your drawings and stuff so that they can make changes or come up with their own pods or do things for the pick holder. Because a lot of people have a lot of ideas for stuff that they would put there. I don't know why they would not like the pick holder, but a lot of people don't. They will once they have the guitar, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
But simple things like that. So will you be making that available?
Yeah, I would love people to improve or to direct it to the vision they have on the instrument. The idea of this instrument is custom, to stretch the customizations as much as we can. So the answer is yes. We will give dimensions for three-dimension printers. People can can print out and create body shapes that they like. Sure.
Yeah. And then the next question was, will the played guitars look like the ones we see here with Boaz? What do you think about that?
I don't understand. What is the question? If the play guitar want to look like?
The plague, the COVID guitars, the plague guitars, they're going to look very much like what you're showing us today, right?
Almost identical, just without the small mistakes.
Yeah.
And without the finish. Then you're not going to have this candy finish. It's going to look like I told you today, looking like a working instrument, working tool, and it's something I like. Wow. This is, I know Gilad will never let it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least the COVID people gonna have it, and myself, I will be one of them.
Yeah, me too. I think that's probably gonna be my guitar that I play. So, will it be possible to upgrade the order that we made as early birds? I'll answer that question. Yes, you will be able to. We're going to be going back to everybody before we ship anything, and we're going to say, you can upgrade if you want to. You can change your mind on what things, however it is. If your address has changed, that's the time you'll get the email, and we'll be able to change your address and make sure everybody's guitar is going to where it should go. And there will be things that you can upgrade to, and sure, not a problem. Not a problem at all. So we see, do we have any more questions? I don't think so. So what else? I'm sure there's not. I keep thinking there's some stuff that we're missing, but I think we've covered pretty much everything up to this point. So we're going to be doing that. We're setting up an online web page. All of the sales of Boaz guitars, for a while at least, will just go through the web page. And basically that means that we will be in contact with you personally all the time through the web page. You can go on there anytime, order something, and we would hopefully be able to ship it the next day. If you have a friend who plays your guitar and thinks it's amazing, which they will, you just point them at your PC and say, go on there and you can order the guitar right now. And it'll come up, it's called a bespoke website. And you may have seen a lot of car manufacturers do this now, where you can literally pick all the things that you want on your car, and then at the end it shows you a picture of exactly what your car's going to look like with all the, the leather and because I know everybody here has like Mercedes and stuff, so they have walnuts, and I know Boaz drives a Mercedes, right?
I wish.
Oh damn! That's where all the backer money was, wasn't it? No. But so you would go on there and you would pick all the parts you decide, and then we would pick all those parts off the shelf and ship them out to you the next day. And again, there's no setup because this is a cliche system, so every one is exactly the same as the previous one. So all we have to do is put strings on it, tighten up the strings, and the intonation is perfect. You can set the string height, as Boaz has demonstrated to you many times, just by upping and down the thing. So it's ready to go. Bing, bada, boom. It's unbelievable. So there's that. Also, we will be giving every backer a code, and you will never, ever, ever pay full price for a Boaz product ever again. If you're a backer, you're the most important thing ever to us, because you made this possible. Without you guys, it would never have happened. Did I ever tell them the story of how the Kickstarter thing came about? Let me tell that story really quick, and then we'll get out of here. I was driving down I had been working, setting up a warehouse for a music company in California for about a month, and my wife flew out, and we decided that we're going to drive up Highway 101, which is the Pacific Coast Highway, and go from there and visit a dear friend of ours in San Francisco. And it is probably one of the most beautiful drives in the world up that. So we do that, and we get to this one place, and we're sitting outside eating lunch at a brew pub, and the phone rings, and it's Boaz. And Boaz says, we've decided to go ahead and we're going to do this thing on Kickstarter. And I went, no, you're not going to do this on Kickstarter. This is not going to work. It just won't work. I said, no guitar player will buy a guitar until he's put his hands around the neck and felt how the neck feels and heard how it sounds. Boaz says, trust me, it'll be fine. And I was like, no, he says, this is a whole new world that we're living in. I'm like, oh, God. So I get off the phone. I say to Lynn, my wife, I said, oh, God, this is just the worst thing ever. I said, what we need to do is what we always do, which is to, come up with the prototypes, make a few production models, take it to the NAMM show, find dealers, do all the packaging, do all this stuff, get it out there. And then find somebody to put money in, which would probably have meant giving up a certain amount of the company and having more bosses than you ever would need. But that's how it works. This is how I always thought. So I called Boaz back and said, this is just a terrible idea. This is awful. I hate everything about this idea. And he said, just let me do it. Don't worry. We'll do it. And I went, okay. Yeah. So I figured, well, this will put us back another year or so, and they'll do it. They'll realize it's a huge mistake, and then we'll move on and we'll do everything the way that it's always done in the guitar business. Anyway, almost $500,000 later, I was completely proved wrong, and that's when we started thinking about a new way of actually doing this. And I have a friend, Noel Sheehan, who runs G7 Capos, or I don't know if he runs it, but he's one of the main principals at G7 Capo. Hi, Noel, if you're seeing this. And I explained to him about how we were going to do this, and my idea then was still that we were going to be putting it into stores and stuff. And he told me, actually, he said, if you do that, Gordon, you're a fool. And so you can see I'm being beaten up about this everywhere I go. It's like people have to change my mind big time on things. And he said, what you should do is come up with one of these bespoke websites, and then it's all there, and then your community is there, and you can interact all the time with them, and they can suggest things, and you can introduce things to them, and it'll go out to everybody, and you'll be able to access every single customer anytime you want to. And the light went off above my head. It is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So we have some people who are working on the software to come up with that website. And as soon as we're done with the backer guitars, we will hopefully have some regular guitars to sell, and we'll go up, and we're hoping very much that you guys will show your guitars around so that people will want to buy them. That's pretty much where it's at. Greg, do you have any more questions? Greg's the only one still left. Oh, we didn't talk about serial number location. That's a good question. Where are you putting the serial number on these?
Where I put them?
Yeah, where will you put on the regular guitar?
Right there. You see that, 1 second, let me turn the camera. You see that here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bada boom. Excellent. I knew that.
Yeah.
There.
So that's where it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Cool. You're welcome, Greg. Greg says thanks for answering my questions. Do you have any more? I think he might be done. I'm trying to think what questions people have been asking online.
You told me, Gordon, you told me earlier that somebody asked about my pickup, my pick.
Oh yeah, your pick. Yeah, let's talk about the oud pick. Maybe you could play us some oud while you're there.
Why not? But first, let me show you. This is my oud pick. You hold the oud pick like an extension of your thumb. That's how you play it. And I hold it with a rubber band that I tie it in a way that it just stay there, and I can play fingers. And when I want, I can use it as a pick. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And this is made from a buffalo horn. Here, see, I have them. Some oud customers, they're buying them for me. Yeah. It's a buffalo horn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, who is it? Greg says he wants to move to Israel so he can drink whiskey and play guitars with Boaz.
Welcome.
After me.
Play the wood. Hey, Gordon, it's the first wood in history that have cutaway.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first wood in history that have cutaway.
Oh my goodness! It's beautiful looking too. It's very.
Yeah, look at the Star of David here. See?
Oh wow! Look at that.
That's the sign. Look, it's made from black ebony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also the neck and the headstock.
Oh wow! Is that hard to work?
How what?
Was it hard to work work it with ebony? Isn't ebony difficult wood?
Yeah. It's much more. Of course, it doesn't want to bend. It's a nightmare. But it's the sound I get from the black ebony. You won't get from anything else. Yeah, it's really sustaining. I don't know if you can hear, but it's sustained forever.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you can't hear it. It's Zoom is considering it background noise and it's cutting it out. So I can see your fingers moving, but I can't see anything. So we should say goodbye. Thanks to all the people that dropped in, and I will get this up for the rest of the backers probably late today or early tomorrow. So again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you've done to make this possible, because it really, really means a lot to us. Like I said, no backer ever pays full price for a Boaz product ever again. Maybe for a Boaz classical guitar you may end up having to pay full price. But for the Boaz ISI guitars, you may. Oh, and did you sell that ukulele yet?
Ukulele, the guy need to come and pick it up. So it's and because of the COVID, it just delayed. So no, it's still here.
It's still here. Okay, because several people had shown great interest in it after I posted a picture of it. Amazing. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll talk later. Thank you.
Bye, Gordon.
Bye.